Hi and Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Shazana binti Abdul Malik and my metric number is 281907. Before I begin, I want to say thanks to my lecturer because give me the opportunity to present about the innovation in banking product and service amid the corona diseases and about investing social finance instrument. Now, I want to talk about the coronavirus that may affect the economic level, which is coronavirus is come from the Wuhan, China. The novel coronavirus, or it's easy to call as a COVID-19, was first identified on 21 December 2019. The virus went on to spread to almost every nation in the world, and this global pandemic has already had a dramatic effect on the operation of the global economy. It can make effect in the finance and banking. It's like economy downturn leading to the peak, which is the uncertainties created by the pandemic have put the global economy at risk, and for all nations, including the OIC, globalization seems unavoidable. It's just a few weeks after the outbreak and spread of COVID-19, the fallout and effect on the world economy has exit of the 2008 global financial crisis. Those who can work from home mostly have stable wages, but non-permanent or regular employees, particularly in the most affected industry, are at risk of losing their earnings like land, buildings, tourism, retail, and food and beverage. For example, the economic impacts have amplified and spilled over to much of the global economy. The service that I choose is a product based on profit and loss sharing. Under this product is have Mudarabah and Musyarakah contract. So what is Mudarabah contract? Mudarabah contract is an entrepreneur who manage an economic operation such as the building of land, a company, and so on. Both parties share the proceeds when the economy operation return a profit. The next product that I choose is Musyarakah contract. Musyarakah contract, this is a beneficiary capital and entrepreneurship, but both parties share any profit or bear any loss that the activity generate. And however, I also choose product based on investment financing. Under this product, have Islamic fund, which is an investment product focused on equity such as a mutual fund and unit trust. They are screened or filtered to ensure compliance with Sharia. Other than that, the Islamic fund also introduced an alternative to bond, which is known as sukuk. Then I will explain about the innovation in the next slide. So the product and service that I choose is sukuk. So the innovation that the bank do due to the corona diseases is sukuk. The COVID-19 pandemic and economic lockdown have severely hurt global economic activity. This scenario will lead to widespread production losses and high employment. Under this dire circumstances, there is an urgent need to explore all possible options to mitigate the impact of the outbreak and rebuild economy post-COVID-19. Islamic finance should have a crucial role to play, with interested orations towards supporting the real economy. So, they do the innovation on the sukuk. Coronavirus, or it's easy to call as a pandemic, is a COVID-19 pandemic forcing innovation in the Islamic capital market, especially in social and sustainable sukuk issuance. The sukuk market, however, is more concentrated, smaller, and less liquid than its regular counterpart. Furthermore, the issuing process remains relatively complex and time-consuming and entails high transaction costs. since the beginning of 2020, many governments have regularly issued domestic sukuk as part of their public finance borrowing strategy, especially in response to the COVID-19 disruption. And other major events, including the downturn in world oil and gas price and output and production, and other major events, in order to position the value and appeal of sukuk as COVID-19 mitigation funding in the global sukuk market context. Malaysia, both Sharia compliant and conventional, has an active local sovereign sukuk and bond issuing program for reserve liquidity management and interbank money market transaction. So the product that I choose is Musyarakah and Mudarabah contract, which is the innovation that the bank do is a moratorium on payment or repayment of financing or loan. Through its public announcement on 24 March 2020, BNI instructed all licensed bank, licensed Islamic bank, licensed investment bank, and prescribed development financial institution in Malaysia to grant an automatic moratorium on repayment, payment to individuals and SME borrowers, customer on all loans financing, except credit card. It will begin for a period of 6 months from 1 April 2020. This moratorium is applicable only to the exclusion of loans and financing. Denominated in the Malaysian ringgit, which as of 1 April 2020 has not been in arrears for more than 90 days. The automatic moratorium has no extent to corporate borrowers, customer, but a moratorium can be extended by corporate borrowers or customer to their respective bank and financial institution. In Islam, it is appropriate to establish indebtedness beyond the capacity to repay it, whether it arises from a benevolent loan or deferred selling contract. A debtor still must has responsible for paying his duty in a timely manner or as ordered by the creditor. Failure by a solvent debtor to buy a timely payment is considered a violation of other rights and can be punishable by imprisonment. For Islamic bank, in the midst of this incredible difficult period, to limited moratorium policy strategy would ensure the financial liquidity and business sustainable, applying an automatic moratorium to all customers, regardless of their financial ability, will further deepen the decline in revenue from Islamic banking. Nevertheless, in mitigation the economic impact caused by the ongoing COVID-19, majority of the banks has announced that they will not compound interest accrued during the moratorium period and have decided to waive it for the benefits of their customer. This is indeed a laudable gesture by the banks to further assist their customer. Last but not least, it is impossible to plan for a pandemic because of a multitude of causes, many of which are specific to natural diseases. Pandemics are unusual occurrence and anthropogenic change in the natural environment affect the likelihood of occurrence. In addition, preparedness transparency is diffuse and many of the most at-risk countries have the most restricted capacity to control and mitigate pandemic risk. The COVID-19 crisis is the economy's catalyst cause slowdown. In such situation, a strong safety net, both government and private, constitutes the primary line of defense to protect the economy and most vulnerable segment of the society. As part of the enhancement MCO, thousands of customers are currently put under quarantine. As a result, this customer can lose the ability to pay installment, particularly mortgage. Company closure will lead to cash issue, which in turn will affect the ability to fulfill the bank. So the government do the solution to give a moratorium to all the customers. In conclusion, this crisis induced shift in human behavior, rapid technological advance, market peculiarities, physical as well as intellectual climate change, a strengthened understanding of Islamic value, and a revitalized cultural outlook will affect the future of Islamic finance after the corona crisis. The corona crisis had lasting effects on the future of the work and payment habits that affect the financing business of Islamic retail bank in the building, real estate and household sector. So after the conclusion, and that brings us to the end. Thank you so much for your time and your attention.